radio is scripted now. We just come up with it. We don't use computers. We don't rehearse. We're going to talk about this next. We're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about the Bulls. And then we're going to have Brad Biggs on. And then we're going to have all this. No. If you don't know what you're going to talk about in the top of your head before a show, you shouldn't be in the business. I don't know what you got. I feel like Vince Vaughn in a couple's retreat. The Sharks are circling. Old school, baby.
You're listening to the Mike North Advantage, and it begins right now.
That's right. The Mike North Advantage starts right now. My name is Aldo Gandia, and that handsome gentleman is just celebrating his 70th birthday. Happy birthday, Mike North!
Are you out of breath on that one?
I am.
Yeah, we're starting a little early today. I didn't know if you knew that. People think we taped this last night. No, you're seeing the real deal. You're seeing the best of us at 8 a.m. The early Bear special or the Mike North Advantage. First of all, thank you, Aldo. I would like to preface my birthday by saying that I appreciate everybody that has been either a supporter, detractor, but never shut me off. The ones that have been detractors that will always be detractors. I have one little message from you. It's from a personal friend of mine. Maybe you don't remember. His name was Vincent Salazzo, and he was in The Godfather.
Yes.
And he met Tom Hagen after they thought they had bumped off The Godfather. And he got called over while he was talking to Tom. And he came back to Tom Hagen after a couple of his henchmen talked to him. And he came over and all he said, and this is my message to the mainstream media, the detractors, some of my grammar school nuns, my high school counselor, all my detractors, which there were many, and there's always been many. He's still alive. Put 5 shots in him, and he's still alive. My mentor, Vincent Salazzo, ladies and gentlemen. Aldo, it's been a great birthday, but I also want to say condolences, because this is the first time we've been on publicly since the passing of your mother.
Thank you.
It was an emotional time. I met your whole family, which was an honor. Your brother's a trip. I loved him. I didn't get a chance to talk to him as much and tell him I work with a talented individual. He started naming all the shows I've been on, except the one that we're most proud of, as far as me and you are concerned, ours. So I'm gonna get him like a bear thing, a Bear's bar room to wear in his fedora, like the old press things.
Yes.
But he's a good cat, and condolences on the passing of your mom.
Thank you. It was really sweet of you, for you and Bibi to be there for her memorial and to meet family. My brother Harry was thrilled to meet you, and knowing that you're a fellow Elvis fan like he is, he couldn't shut up about Elvis with you.
Yeah, I think, you know what, if we want to discuss some Elvis, I can go with him. I mean, I did go to see Girl Happy in 1964 by myself on the bus to the Uptown Theater. So those were some good days. But hopefully there'll be some more good days. And I didn't want to start off on a negative note. That's why we talked about the birthday. But we also had to bring up the joyous leaving, going to eternity of Aldo's mom. You could look at things negative or positive. She's at peace right now. That's the way I look at it. So everything's going good. I feel good. I'm in my 70s now. Jagger, North. We need to go on. We need to go on. I mean, seriously. I haven't heard from him yet. I'm waiting for congratulatory. I follow the guy. I don't know if he's busy he's in Amsterdam. Every time I see him, the guy gets me tired. But this is from, and I don't know this man. Okay, but I've read him a couple times, but he's a beat writer. Kevin Fishbane. I tweeted this out. He works for the Trib. You won't be able to sit in the rain at a Bears game in Arlington Heights. So for those of you heading to Soldier Field today, soak this one in. Just a snooty, upper-handed, stick way who have been going to stadiums and stairs from Wrigley Field to Soldier Field with the AstroTurf. to Soldier Field with the AstroTurf, to the remaking of Soldier Field with the Flintstones meet the Jetsons. And like I said, I don't know Kevin. I don't give a rat's ass about Kevin. But you want to talk about snooty, and you want to talk about uppity. And this is the problem, folks. If the press box did not have a roof, if they sat outside, we would have had this stadium 15 years ago. I've been in. Here's the problem. I've done both. Okay? And as long as you're comfortable, as long as you're eating the Bears food, as long as you've been writing, and I'm not taking anything away from his work ethic, nothing. Because he's probably worked his way up and stuff like that. I know he's been a beat writer for a while. I'm always suspicious of beat writers that have been with the Bears more than 10 years. Because then they're carte blanche. That's the way it is. That's the way it's been since the 60s. Hallis would try to get rid of guys. Okay? But I just saw that, and I said, boy, I go, this guy had to go, and I didn't know, had to go to Syracuse or Northwestern. So I checked. He went to Northwestern. So you know what? To Kevin Fishbane, sit outside in the game and write your report, and then get snooty about that. So I just wanted to get out there because I've been in the press box. Oh, they're Bear supporters. Believe me when I tell you this, or any supporters that they sit in the press box for. Period. End of story. I just think that's a bad thing to say to fans that are going to be going in the driving rain. You're not the salesman for the Chicago Bears, for Arlington Heights, and that's how it came across.
Mike North on week 1 of the NFL, firing at the top of the show.
I tweet, but I did tweet them out so people can actually form an opinion, and there's people that are forming a good opinion on Kevin on that. It's not personal. That's why I've been around 30 years. I'll go up and see Kevin next time. I've never met him. Maybe I have, and I just didn't remember. And I'll say, how you doing? I just don't think that's the right method. Yeah, are you dry? You sit in the press box, you eat their hot dogs and their chicken fingers, you know? You bump into George Hoffman, you think you're a big shot? Rick Tellender's up there with the halo over his head? I mean, really, there should be just, for Northwestern writers in the NFL media, there should be a separate press box. There'd be nobody probably in the other one.
Oh, that's hilarious. Ravi says that he's been a fan since he used to listen to you at West Coast Fox Sports Radio. Ben Maller and Co-Love you out there. They use your drop, Dave Gagon. I don't know what.
Oh, you know what? And David, it's a different name, but I mispronounced his name once, and he's been mad at me ever since. I'm not the one that keeps playing the drop.
That's funny.
And I like starting at 8. I've been up 4 hours already.
Oh, my goodness. I went to sleep 4 hours ago. John says the rain is going to be the Bears MVP today. Otherwise, they W. They W meaning I'm not sure what that means.
First of all, John, it's 8 o'clock. We understand. You know, you can't finish a set, and your fingers are tired. You got numbness in your hands. You got carpal tunnel from the use of Twitter or whatever have you got. But I will say this. The Chicago Bears have an excellent chance to win today, not because of just that. You're going to be missing George Kittle, who's the tight end of this San Francisco football team. Big things are expected of a team that are going on the road. They're going to be playing in clement weather with brand new sod. It sounds like I've been reading, doesn't it? Brand new sod. They got in clement weather, but here's the thing. Who's going to hold on to the football? Now, Trey Lance playing in his, I don't know, what your second year, but he's basically a rookie. He's going to be playing finally, which I don't understand. I know Jimmy G threw 3 interceptions last year, but the guy's a drop pass from his second straight Super Bowl. So I don't get mad that Mitch Trubisky's gone. I don't get mad that Jimmy Garoppolo's gone or Mayfield. They all got screwed over by their teams, in my opinion, because I don't think San Francisco's going to the Super Bowl with Trey Lance. And I think there's a reason that they signed Jimmy Garoppolo to a $10 million backup deal. That's something that makes you go, like Dan Chiggich used to say, my partner, things that make you go, That's something that makes you go, And the bottom line is, if the Bears should win today, now all of a sudden, Trey Lance, who's been resurrected, There's a problem. There's a quarterback controversy already. The Bears made sure there's no quarterback controversy, which I didn't agree with. I think you should always have to compete for one of the top 3 most important jobs in sports. The other one's being catcher and a goalie. Okay, right. Being the quarterback in the NFL, you should compete. He didn't compete, but here's what I love. There's going to be guys running today. Just hold on to the ball. You fumbled 12 times last year. You recovered 6 of those. You were lucky. A couple times you fumbled within reach, or you jumped on them. You were quick enough. Take your time. Move the pocket. They're playing in inclement weather, which I know it's San Francisco and it rains sometimes, but I can't remember. I watched the San Francisco game when I watched one where it was a driving storm like it might be today. So I'm looking forward to the Bears hopefully covering this game, period. And the story, I think 7 points is a lot. Yes. And I think the Bears got a bad rep, and I think most people are taking the under, Aldo.
There's a theory that you go with the underdog home team that if it has the better quarterback in that game. I believe at this young point in their careers, Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Trey Lance. He's got almost a full year of experience. Trey Lance is really going to be playing his first full NFL game ever, I believe, and only sparingly college football. So I think the Bears have the advantage at the quarterback position. Their home field advantage should be helpful. I agree with you. They're going to cover. I don't know if they're going to win because I'm worried about the 49ers run game. They've got an excellent run game. They came into Soldier Field last year and ran up and down on this Bears defense. So it's going to be good. One of the prop bets is Elijah Mitchell scoring a touchdown in this game. I think that would be a good prop bet. As much as I hate betting against the Chicago Bears, I do think that the 49ers are probably going to score a couple of touchdowns via the run.
You know what? I think that you might be right about that. I don't see the Fields-Lance argument yet. Fields did play, but he played under a different system with an absolute horrible coaching situation. I think it's a clean start for both of them, but off his year last year, I can't say that we got the edge. Here, home field, I agree with you. The weather, nobody likes weather like this. Nobody. I don't care. Aldo grew up in Humboldt Park. I grew up in Rogers Park. Can I tell you something? When it rains like this, you know what we said? We didn't say, let's go out and play, okay? We didn't say, let's go out and play. We didn't like the weather like this. So today we're going to see where he is. But I'll leave. I already picked the Chicago Bears. I'm in this pool, and I want to thank Matt Humans. You know, there's one here. Wait a minute.
What's going on there, Mike? Usually it's perfect.
What is that thing? It's like a lizard coming out of my head.
It's an Elvis thing.
I love that movie. I've seen it twice already.
Yeah, it is good.
Tom Hanks is the Colonel.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he wasn't bad. So, and I never knew the Colonel talked like that. But that's beside the point. I don't even know what Eberflus sounds like. So let's get to that. Back to the Bears. I've never heard the guy talk. I just see him on Twitter, and I keep moving because I want to see. It's been a quiet camp. It's been seems like orderly camp. Besides Roquan, he got back in time. I know people are predicting a low-scoring game because of the weather, but turnovers are huge, and a short field is huge. I'd stay away from that. Yeah. All you need is a fumble on the 5, and the next thing you know, it's 14-0 after one quarter. You know, and then you're just playing like you're on your knees praying. I just think that it's a heck of a push now. This guy, Lance, averaged 9 in limited time, 9 yards a pass. That's not going to happen today. That's not going to happen. But they do have studs on both ends of the ball.
Yes, they do.
And the Bears are going to be overmatched, and there's a reason the Bears are predicted to be one of the worst teams in football. But I want Fields, even if they were to lose, I want him to look good. In other words, if the Bears lose and Fields fumbles twice, or fumbles once and throws an interception, sets him up on the short field, we're going to be down a little bit. Now, we know we're playing a Super Bowl caliber team, so you have to put that into context. But if Fields throws a couple touchdowns or maybe runs for one and throws for one, doesn't fumble, the Bears give him a good game, which nobody's expecting, then we got some hope. Now, Ralph says, okay, Mike, how are the Bears going to block the 49ers front four? There's a lot of problems with all a ton of offensive lines in the National Football League. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for the Bears because the Bears, they're putting together a line, but we do have the opportunity of having a guy that can run. Okay. Right. I prefer pocket passers. I don't know why everybody's going to the college kids, but that's why Garoppolo's out. You don't win without a pocket passer, in my opinion, for the most part. Besides Mahomes, give me the rest. Tom Brady has 7. He's a pocket passer. Peyton Manning, pocket passer. Jimmy Garoppolo got to the Super Bowl, pocket passer. Brett Favre, pocket passer. Rodgers, he's a pocket passer. He runs when he gets rushed. So I don't understand the influx back to the RG3 type of quarterbacks because they're conducive to injury. And that's another thing that you got to be worried about, because Justin's not Josh Allen. He's not. Josh Allen runs at you, and you are going, oh, my God, there's a bull coming at me. Yeah. Justin Fields is like a flamingo, the big, like a pelican, a lion on a pelican. That's what he is. Josh Allen's like a lion chasing, going after a gazelle. You know what I mean? So, so there's a big difference there. So you got to hope he stays healthy.
You got to help he stays healthy. You got to, you
like that analogy, didn't you?
I did. It was very, very funny and colorful. Here's the thing about this pass rush. The 49ers have one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. There's no doubt about it. So you got to move the pocket. Right. You got to max protect, keep in 2 tight ends or a tight end and running back and send out just 2 or 3 wide receivers. And you've got to have a great run game. David Montgomery has to have one of his best games, and then the play action pass will help the passing game. And you're going to see a lot of bubble screens today. I mean, that is that hair is really it keeps trying to leave. No, that's your hair. It's weird.
But you know what I'm worried about with this? I'm worried about Cole Kmet in this game. You know why? People go, how could you be? He's your cousin, for Christ's sake. How can you be worried about?
Yeah, he is your cousin.
I'm worried about his production because they practice the defense of the 49ers against Kittle.
Yeah.
So they're practicing against a guy that's even better than Cole. I think Cole's a stud.
I agree.
But they practice every day against a guy like Kittle. Bottom line, you know what I mean? I just saw, I don't know who that was, that Justin Fields is a pocket passer. That couldn't be further from the truth. He's a pocket passer, but how effective is he? You know what I mean? I think he could throw from the pocket, but Justin Fields was drafted because he's got legs too. I mean, to ignore Justin Fields' legs is to say the best play he made last year wasn't a pass. It was an actual run. That's what we remember him for the most. So I'm going to go that he's 50-50. He's not Brady, okay? But he's not my favorite runner passer was Randall Cunningham, who never gets any play anymore. He was as good a quarterback as I've ever seen, man. And he almost beat that Bear team if the fog don't roll in.
You're absolutely right. The Eagles were going to win that game. It wasn't for the fog. You're absolutely right.
By the way, my guy here that just says I'm busting your balls, Mike, about Trubisky. I'm sensitive. I got Novocaine about Trubisky now. You can't say anything that's going to hurt me. After 4 years, Aldo knows this.
You've heard it all, right?
Yeah, I've heard it all. But I will tell you this. I think Pittsburgh loses today. They're playing a Super Bowl type team. Look, Fields and Trubisky, if they both play good against Cincinnati and San Francisco, there's hope. But I think I'm just getting ready for the onslaught when Pittsburgh loses today, that it's going to be because I back Trubisky. Next week they play the Jets, I think. Okay. Then they play New England. Here's what I would say to anybody that's a fan in the National Football League. Don't overreact about the first game. Either way.
But Mike, so you think the Steelers are going to lose outright, but will they cover? I've seen 6.5. I've seen 7. The Steelers getting those points. Do you think they can cover?
No, I don't think they're going to cover today. And it's not because, look, I want to take Mitch. But did you forget who's quarterbacking on the other team?
Joe Burrow. Outstanding, yeah.
Joe Burrow's a bad hombre.
Mhm.
That team has to go done.
Mhm.
That play tough road for the first game. And last year, Pittsburgh got killed both games. So I don't know if Mitch is going to matter. Here's what I don't want, because I got the bunker ready, okay? I got sandbags out there. I got a couple howitzers. I don't want Mitch to have a 3-interception game like Stafford did the other night,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
Because I'll have the shasha in my mouth crawling on the floor going, Mommy, Mommy. You know, people are waiting for Trubisky. There's still 50% of the people in this town that want him to fail. He's gone. He's gone. We're going to be judged now on Justin Fields, the Bears. But Pittsburgh, there's no doubt I want to see them win. I just don't think they could pull it off today.
Okay, well, I'm going to disagree with you on this one. I think the Steelers are going to cover. Mike Tomlin is 14-6 when he's a division dog. When he's playing teams within the division and he's an underdog, he is 14-6. Joe Burrow, who is clearly the better of the two quarterbacks, but he's had appendicitis the entire preseason, and so therefore he may not be very sharp against the Steelers defense that can still wreak havoc. Tomlin is a very, very smart football coach, and I think he's going to come up with ways to disrupt Joe Burrow's performance. It's going to be a very, very close game. I think the Bengals probably will win in a close match, but I think the Steelers will cover.
Here's what I do know. I'm not going to argue with you because I want to see that happen, even if I lose. I'm in this contest, like I said, with Matt Newman's, Derek Stevens out there at Circa. Great people at Visson. They asked me to be one of 16 guys. Okay, Stanford Steve, the Bear, all the top handicappers. Well, they asked me to be part of it. 15,000 for first, 7,000 for second, 3,000 for third. But the key was I got money. I don't care about that. You get a green jacket if you win the championship and a trophy. You know me, Aldo. 70, and I still want a trophy. Don't tell me I'm not a child. Okay.
I want to see that trophy.
I go, no, I'm not. I'm 11. I want a trophy. Okay, forget about the money. I want to win the thing, but it's going to be tough. I took Cincinnati, and I took them because I just think it's still there's a reason that Pittsburgh's 70-1, okay, to go to the Super Bowl. And I just think that they've had a great camp, but the Cincinnati Bengals are just a little bit better. But if Pittsburgh wins and I lose, well, you know me. I just talked. The Bear fans that wanted Trubisky gone will have the shashas in their mouth crawling around the floor by the time I get rid of. This is going to be a fun year. Just don't bring the personal stuff in. When you call me, go back to the hot dog stand.
Those were great days, though, Mike.
Yeah. Go back to running your own businesses and being successful.
By the way, go ahead.
Go back to picking paper.
Swanky asks, Mike North, what food are you having for the game? I want to know the answer to this because BB is such a great cook. So is she planning anything special for the game?
If I start out, if I am not having a winning day, I'll probably eat later. I don't really eat during the games. I watch the games all day. I didn't watch yesterday. See, while we're talking about all this nonsense, Aldo's telling me who's going to win. I'm telling him who's going to win. Everybody's got their opinion. Notre Dame lost yesterday to Marshall. Okay? Nobody thought that was going to happen. Okay? So I'm just going to go there. I'll give you another one. Appalachian State beat Texas A&M. Everybody thought Texas A&M was going to win. Oh, right. Gee, should I give you another one? Because this is a no-brainer. Duke beat Northwestern. There are people today already after what happened yesterday, asking, mostly guys, not all, but mostly, asking their significant other for money so they can pay the man. Because everybody, for the most part, I didn't bet college yesterday, got their brains beat in by all the upsets. Kentucky beating Florida. Just amazing stuff yesterday. Texas almost beating Alabama, but covering. That was another huge win for the casinos. So just be careful today. The first week of the NFL is tricky. There's 10 underdogs there's 10 home underdogs today.
Wow. That is amazing. This week 1 is always the worst week to bet in the NFL because there's so many surprises that you don't know which team has really improved during the offseason. It's a tricky week. Things will settle down week 2, 3, 4.
You remember North by Northwest, the movie?
Oh yeah, Alfred Hitchcock movie starring Cary Grant and Jill St. John.
Right. No, Eva Marie Saint.
You are right.
Yeah,
I knew I had the name wrong.
I'm sorry. You got everything else right. Well, there's a scene. Last year I went 1-4 opening week, and I usually get off to a good start. There's a scene, and you know which way it's going to go when you're losing, like some of the folks did yesterday, where Cary Grant's on Mount Rushmore and his fingertips are hanging on, and you're asking for help, and they're stepping on your fingers. The bookmakers are stepping on your fingers. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're asking for a hand up, and they're like this, stepping on your fingers, man.
A sinister-looking Martin Landau is stepping on
I met him at the Playboy Mansion when I did my shows there. What a guy!
Wow.
He had just done Ed Wood, so I talked to him about that. What a guy! Mission Impossible. North by Northwest, hell of a career. Rounders. He worked his whole career. A wonderful man. We were on the ground, so we hung out afterwards. You know who I hung out with, Aldo? Forget about all the athletes. There was actually me and Jesse Rogers had an outdoor bar. What a surprise! Hef had an outdoor bar by the grotto, and this was the drinkers: me, Jesse Rogers, Robert Culp from I Spy. Martin Landau, and then a guy tugged on my pants. Something tugged on my pants. I looked down. I thought it was a puppy dog or something. Vern Troyer. Troyer.
Really? Little guy.
Mini-me. I drank with Mini-me, Martin Landau, Robert Culp, and Jesse Rogers. I went home in a trance after that. Mini-me had 3 Heinekens, and then the next thing you know, he was upside down in the grotto pool, naked, riding on the back of a Playmate. That was a weird night.
That was a weird night. By the way, I was going to ask you, when you said Martin Landau was walking around at the grotto right after doing Ed Wood, I was going to ask you, was he carrying around an Ed Wood, if you know what I mean? Playboy Wood? Bad joke.
Whenever I see Martin Landau, he aged so much once he started hanging out at the Playboy Mansion on a regular basis.
Yes, as we all would.
Yeah, Robert Culp looked. James Conn had his own room there. Had his own room, man. Sonny.
Sonny Corleone, the great. Playboy Mansion. Give us a tale, says Chris Watts. He wants to know, can you recall who was the prettiest woman you saw at the Playboy Mansion? I mean, that had to be a tough choice.
Most of the women there, they had a pool party. We were there for 3 days. We stayed at a hotel in Beverly Hills. And we couldn't wait to get back the next day because it was weird. They have a zoo there. We went to the zoo.
Oh.
He has like a zoo like Lincoln Park, for Christ's sake, Lincoln Park Zoo. And then it was the millennial. They were twins. And they were the Playmates of the Year. I interviewed them with Hugh Hefner. And then before I went on with Hugh Hefner, and I want to thank Christy Hefner for setting it up. We were friends. And Bill Marovitz, who at the time was married to Christy. They took care of us. And
nice.
Every girl that was there was stunning, but they were all basically the same type of people, same women walking around, good swimming in the grotto. But the cool thing was, before I went, I told Jesse, I got to get Hefner something. Well, he goes, what are you going to get him? What do you get Hugh Hefner?
All right.
I said, I know what to get Hugh Hefner. So I drive by Steinmetz High School, where he went to school. And I went to the school store that they had there at the time. It was there forever. I don't know if it's still there now. This was back in 2000, where they had all the Steinmetz stuff. So I got a Steinmetz sweatshirt for him. I got a Steinmetz t-shirt for him. I got a Steinmetz mug for him. Okay. And I also got a picture that they made up of him when he was the head of the paper there, as the head of the student paper at Steinmetz. So I got some gifts for Mr. Hefner. I'm telling the people, because he's got people all over the place, you know. He goes, well, we take the gifts and we bring them upstairs. I go, listen, it's part of the radio interview I'm going to be doing right there with the twins and everything else. They go, all right. I go, Jesus, talk about security. I go, okay. So Hefner comes down. Here he is, but he's in a suit. I thought he might come down. I had seen him
pajamas.
With the pajamas later on that evening. You know, he goes upstairs, he gets rid of the suit, he comes down with the robe and everything. And he comes down and he's sitting for the interview. And we do the interview. I tell him he's a legend. I tell him he's the king. I tell him he changed the whole way people look at sex. I told him the Playboy clubs were great. I told him everything. I told him I admire him. But then I told him at the end, I went to Senn High School and you went to Steinmetz. He goes, oh, yeah, Senn High School. Senn High School. Absolutely. North Side, like that. I go, I got you some gifts, but they told me they didn't want me to give them to you, but I thought I'd give them to you. He goes, well, let me see what you got. I pull out the Steinmetz stuff. He looked at it. He goes, that's one of the nicest gifts I've ever gotten. So I figure he's talking. I figure he's just talking. After the interview, he gets up and he's got the mug here. And he's got the Steinmetz t-shirt there. They go and he goes upstairs to the bedroom where nobody's allowed upstairs. Nobody. Okay. And I go to the guy, you think he liked him? He goes, he never brings gifts upstairs.
Wow. Look at that.
Well, he probably put the Steinmetz shirt on and felt 15 again. The Yachtsman kept going, fire 1, fire 2.
That's outstanding.
I don't even think you know what I love about Hef and Chuck Berry? They both wore Yachtsman's hats at the end. I might have to switch to that when I hit my 80s. I don't think either one of them ever was in a boat. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
They did a lot of rocking.
Hef had his own plane. You figure he's got an Air Force cap on or something.
That's wild. Hey,
do you think there's two other men in this whole Western Hemisphere that are as sharp as we are at this time of morning right now?
Hell no. Except for the 75 people we've got in the chat. I will make an exception for them. They're pretty sharp for getting up this early and watching.
I love them. I don't even know. Are we on Twitter yet? I haven't even.
Yeah, we are on Twitter.
I better put it on
going on Twitter. While you check that, I want to let people know that the over-under on Darnell Mooney I saw was 65 yards. I think that's a good bet to put $25 down. I think Mooney, even though he's going to get a lot of attention from the San Francisco 49ers defensive backfield, I think he's going to put up over 65 yards because I love the chemistry that he and Justin Fields have developed. And I think that those two guys together have a chip on their shoulders because they've heard all this national media come after them. Fields doesn't have anybody. Darnell Mooney is not a number one wide receiver. They've heard all of that. And so I think even with the poor weather conditions that we have, watch Darnell Mooney. He's going to easily beat that 65 yards. So bet the over on that. That's my advice on that. What do you think?
I think what does the little bell go off every time you make a right prediction? You think? I heard the bell go off. I've been asking for a horn for a month. Anyway, you know what got me about Darnell Mooney? Oh, thank you, King Pookie Nation Alvarez. You could have kept it at King Pookie Nation and you added the Alvarez at the end.
That's right. Keep it simple, King Pookie.
You know what I mean? It's not Snoop Doggy Dog Smith. Okay, you know what I mean? I gotta be honest with you. What was the question?
Something about Darnell Mooney over 65 yards.
Mooney says Justin Fields is going to surprise everybody. on opening day. And every time I look at the 49ers, I say they should kill the Bears by 20. But when a player makes a boast like that, usually the other players say, shut up. This doesn't time do feel expected. We're Justin Fields a lot today. And but I just think that we can't judge anybody on this team off today. I think we'll know and have a better gauge on things by the 8th week. But I like Mooney's boast. I did, but he's got to back up what he says now.
Yep, indeed. Richard Long wants to know how the rain will affect the game.
Well, it won't affect the press, as we discussed at the opening of the show.
That's right.
The poor Bear fans have to yeah, you don't want to sit through a 45-0 game, and neither do I, by the way, since I'm taking the Bears. But I think everybody in America, if they put their mortgage on 49ers, they'd break. I think most people would take the 49ers today. And if everybody in America, all 360 million Americans, decided to take San Francisco, I think probably maybe Las Vegas maybe gets a game where the Bears lose by 6 and everybody goes broke. That's the way it usually works. There aren't any sports books that have closed down of late. But today, I think it's going to be heavy 49er action. And that's another thing that I put into the equation. The belief in the Chicago Bears, and between the under, where 80 to 85% have it for the season wins, and between the people that think San Francisco is going to win, I think the only 3-4 people, you could get the people that believe in the Bears in a phone booth, and there'd be enough room for a souvenir stand. You know what I mean? So that's what I think's happening today. I think most Bear fans will be shocked if the Bears win.
Well, I don't know about that. I think there's, you know, how Bears fans are at the beginning of the season. Look, I'm wearing my Super Bowl t-shirt.
Can I remind you though? The last 7 opening days, the Bears are 2-5. So these are things that
you do that.
I got to ruin everything, don't I? You were just feeling good. You showed me off. Well, you know what? If anything tells you more about the ineptness of the Chicago Bear organization, it's like a gnarly, coffee-stained, ripped up Super Bowl 20 shirt with the colors faded, where you can barely see the sea unless you have binoculars. That's the last time they won the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
They sound like
I mean, I don't want to get. I know we talked about my birthday earlier. Okay, I was 35 fucking years old. All right, the last time we won.
My man Tyler Ellis, aka the Gaines Report, he will be one of the 3 co-hosts on the Bear Football after the game. Yeah, he says, Mike, this is a new coaching staff, though. You've got to have some confidence in these new coaches because the Matt Nagy era, thank goodness, is gone.
Well, yeah, and he once again, he sabotaged his own. He had a quarterback 29 and 21. I said, yeah, I want to bring everybody else in. He's out of a job. Shouldn't be in the league after he sabotaged not only Mitch, but Justin Fields last year. Fields basically gave him a hug because he had to. Didn't want to be around him. Mitch was never, or Justin, allowed to play the game that they wanted to play. They wanted his system, the egomaniac that he was, the piece of garbage as a coach who should never coach again for not even meeting with his quarterback when the quarterback requested time with him. So you're right, gang. You guys are right. The thing that bothers me is Polian led the search, and what we basically got are the Indianapolis Colts junior executives. That's who we got. I don't think there was much of a search. But I'm not good. I know they needed to beat Jacksonville. You know the whole story. They needed to win the last game last year.
Right.
It didn't happen. They didn't look good, but that didn't matter. I will say this. They should have a little horseshoe inside the seat because they are the junior executives, but they're going to be on the clock just like everybody else. Today is when the games are played. We can do all. I've heard such nonsense this year. I mean, I know the Buffalo Bills look good against the Rams. Okay, I know that, but I kept a chart. That's what seniors do. We keep charts and, watch television. And 17 of 18 of the national pundits, picked Buffalo to win the Super Bowl. That's not going to happen. I'll tell you right straight now, they're not winning it all. I'll tell you right up. They're not winning it all. They're one Josh Allen injury away. That's what they are. That kid's so terrific. I mean, it's unbelievable. He made the Rams look bad, and they've improved at every status. But I would take the field against everybody that's picked Buffalo right now. There's a lot of good teams out there. A lot of good teams.
Mike, you make an interesting point because as I was watching that Buffalo game, and they won decisively.
Yes.
That's
I'm not
Thursday
taking
night.
nothing away from him, Al.
But Josh Allen, and I'm in great admiration, but Josh Allen, all that physical contact, remember what happened to Andrew Luck? He quit because of all that.
Yeah.
And so this could be a season where they could be saying, man, we wish we still had Mitch Trubisky as a backup quarterback, because I'm not sure Allen is going to play all 17 games this season. That just is too much punishment he's taking.
I think it's too much punishment for most of the quarterbacks. They couldn't. They got hurt when they played 14 games. I think the 3 more games is tough. I think that's why you saw no preseason, but you're defeating the purpose. I mean, the bottom line is I still think you got to spar. I mean, I'm a big boxing fan, and I went to some of the top. I've been to some of the top matches, and De La Hoya, Pernell Whitaker. I used to go to Madison Square Garden with John Santucci. We'd get tickets from HBO when I worked at the Score, and I went to see Sweet Pea and De La Hoya, Evander Holyfield. I seen them all. A Galata. If they didn't spar and they just walked into the ring and they just watched their weight and made sure they, watched their weight. Get away, Robbie. You're bad for this guy. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. If the fact that everybody rests, and last year the Rams rested their guys, so that's the way they think they got to go. Until you play a good team like Buffalo, you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden, and I think that the Bears. Here's the Bears thing: they got an easy schedule, a top 5 easy schedule. Like Mitch has got a top 5 hard schedule. I think that's going to come into play. I think the Bears can win over 6.5 games. You know. See, this is what I hate to see. Fields is going to whip so much ass today. This ain't 1985, guys. I'm just saying. Even the ref better watch out for a sneak stone cold stunner put on him. By the way, I just want to thank the refs who apparently are donors to the Alabama Crimson Tide for bailing them out of that game yesterday, period.
Oh, my God. And the spread on
pass
that.
interference isn't called. Roughing the passers called on Texas. I'm going, come on. You know.
Unbelievable. That pissed me off so much.
Yep.
I should have bet against Alabama because the line on that, I mean,
it was I took the first half, Texas 10.5 plus 10.5.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, but then, and I get scared because I said this on the Odds Couple. We started another season with the irrepressible, the man among men, Carmen DeFalco, and the mayor, Randy Merkin. And we said it. I said, every time I bet against Alabama, I'm usually down 30-0 at the half. So this looks like a different team because Texas laid it on him. Sarkisian blew it. I think he made some bonehead plays down the line. I think you got to eat up more clock, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm with you.
He's back to the
I haven't done that in a long time, right?
No.
Well,
it's the first.
That is true.
I've been known to put people to sleep, including my teacher in 7th grade. When she said, why don't we just ride the rest of the year out? I'll see you again next year. I go, okay.
You know what? I was actually thinking about the birthday present I got you. I was desperately trying to bring you the best birthday present anybody could ever have, and it just arrived. It is John Santucci. The Tooch is here.
There he is. This guy's got gambling going on, wagering. I'm proud of him. He finally got rid of the cartoon. People see him in the flesh.
Uncle Mike.
I see Johnny saying, I look at a man, I don't want to get him to get mad at me, along with the Parisians. Are very imposing, triumphant, if you will, of the barroom people. What's up, Johnny?
Oh, Uncle Mike, a happy belated birthday to both of you.
Actually,
you guys both had birthdays recently.
Yeah,
I'm grinding. I'm working on some, my card for today. Got clients and
a boy.
I'm talking about Alabama. So when 93% of the money is on the Crimson Tide, there's no way Vegas is going to take a bath like that. You have to take the dog. That's why you listen to Uncle Mike. We said you took Texas, it's like.
But you're terrified to take them. And here's what I know. I'm in this contest today. You're doing your stuff every single week. We're on the bar room. We put ourselves on the line. We don't hide. When they called me at this, and I said, boy, there's a lot of guys up here with that one big time contest and everything else. But I said, I'm in. And then I saw that I'm 40-1, which still there are guys behind me. But I said, I don't like that 40-1. But the biggest fear on day one, when you pick 5 games, is going 0-5. Nobody wants to go 0-5. Even if you go 1-4, 2-3, or if you have a winning day, you're thrilled, right, John? But the first day, you want to get off to a good start.
Yeah. College football, I was 5-5 yesterday. I'm not going to lie. It was a tough day. Yeah, I still finished ahead, like, I don't know, like 1 unit. But,
what was your worst loss, Notre Dame?
I lost Notre Dame, and I did the same bonehead trap. And my winners are Iowa Hawkeyes unders are an automatic play for me. Take the under in the Iowa Hawkeye games as an automatic play, and fading Nebraska. Fading Nebraska is
like the light faded just now because Scott Frost. That's Scott Frost's future right there. That light just went out. Scott Frost he's walking the Green Mile. Tucci's light just went out. Don't mention the Bears. I'm afraid that the whole damn screen will be black.
Yeah, but I'm on some games today. I took the Bears at +7.5. I think a while back, but I like that number. Give me a little bit more than a touchdown. I took Lovie Smith at +8.5 when I saw that one. That's down to 6.5 now.
You know what? I'm afraid. I was afraid of that game, and I'll tell you why. It's sort of like the Steeler game. I took the Bengals. I'm going against the grain. I know this. Believe me, folks. They're all taking what Mitch and the Steelers did during the preseason, but they're playing an animal in Joe Burrow, right?
Yep.
I looked at Houston and Lovey, and you're right. It's gone down a little bit. I think Ryan comes in with that team, the guns blazing. That doesn't mean they're going to. I mean, their total, they got a high total this year for season, but I think they get off to a good start. That's the one game there's a game you're always concerned about. Is that a game you're concerned about seeing the line fluctuate, John?
At home, you're giving me more than one score, almost a score and a half.
Yeah.
With Lovey. The Colts, they're probably the favorite to win that division. I'll take Lovey at home and try to get under, win, keep it within 9 points.
So everybody says it's my birthday, but no, it's everybody else's birthday because in honor of my birthday, I've got to give Tooch something that maybe I think he might have the same bent on. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that the game of the week that people are going to chase, and believe me, I chase Monday Night Football, okay, like I was getting chased by a street gang. You know what I mean? I ran. I chased Monday Night Football back in the day, and it's the ruination of many Americans. Seattle +6.5 with Russell Wilson coming in. You talked about a trap game. I think that's the one that everybody in America is going to look at Russell Wilson, and we're going to finally find out, Tooch, if Pete Carroll can coach a team without talent, because he's made his bones with talent, whether it was at USC or Seattle. What's your opinion of that game?
It's a stay away for me.
I get it.
I'm not going to play it. I might play some props in that game, just like play it like a straight play, like one prop, like maybe Russell Wilson over so many rushing yards as he's scrambling around. But the Bears game too. I like the Bears. I want to tell you one thing that worries me a little bit is that I think back to these Lovie Smith defenses in the past. Sometimes we get gashed by the running game, and the 49ers are a team that can really gash you.
You know what really used to make the 2 deep zone? Remember that remember the 2 deep zone? Yeah, they're throwing 8-yard passes and running for 15 yards up the middle of the field. That used to, but he did. But Lovie Smith, I'm glad he got another opportunity. Tampa Bay was a debacle. I know that. But when you get fired after 10 wins and your reward is after Tampa Bay, that didn't go well. But is Illinois, it's good that he's back in the National Football League. So we'll see what happens. You saw what happened yesterday. Florida losing. I mean, all these great teams, Notre Dame, I mean, their coach is going to be under fire. The honeymoon's over already. It is. I mean, I know what people are saying. Jerry Faust got 5 years. He was from Ohio, too. And that didn't work out good. I don't know if Will going to be so a lot of today too. You got a surprise for me?
Yeah, I'm on the Chiefs today, -6. I don't think this game will be close. I mean, you give me a choice between Andy Reid and Cliff Kingsbury. I'm going to take Andy Reid every time. Patrick Mahomes has been in this offense for, I don't know, 4 years. I know they got Matt Nagy over there, and I don't think he can cock things up, but I'm on the Chiefs -6 on the road. I don't like the situation with Kingsbury and the Kyler Murray contract. There's no DeAndre Hopkins, no Rondale Moore. I know we don't have Tyreek Hill. They got Juju and Kelsey, and a good running game. The Chiefs don't have the best defense, but they'll do enough.
They're missing guys on defense. They're missing Watt, and then they have no DeAndre Hopkins. And I do know this: Kingsbury and Murray usually get off to a good start.
Yeah, they're always hot. I don't think
always hot at the beginning, and they are like I heard some stat as a home dog with they're 18-7 and 1. So that's what I do. That's what I do in my spare time. I watch coaches shows and pretend that I'm going to go get coffee. But Tooch, give somebody you get on Twitter. Just follow North to North, or where do people follow you, my friend?
At John Santucci VIP, and on Twitter to give away a free play every day. Last night didn't have a good play because I usually give people a lot of time to like retweet so they can get in there. So then I'm stuck with evening games and stuff. And I should have given out Nebraska, against Nebraska with Georgia Southern +23.5. They didn't need 23.5 points. They didn't need any points really, but I should have given it out. And I was like, but gave out the Iowa Hawkeyes under as usual. That was a 10-7 game. So on a 40 point total.
And Appalachian State with an upset last night. Where the kids actually ran down the middle of the street from the school like I used to in June. You know what I mean? So they a lot of upsets yesterday. Tooch, appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Uncle Mike.
All right, buddy. Thanks for the birthday. What a surprise. What a
great guy.
Yeah, he is a great guy.
Get out of here. I saw something here that I wanted to share with you. Oh, here it is. King Pookie changed his name. Look at that.
The Alvarez thing, eh?
I still think he could cut a little bit more off. He should just go with King Pookie. Don't need the name.
Here's what I would say. That vote for Beto thing. Get yourself a button-down shirt and relax.
All right, before we pull the plug on this first week edition of the Mike North Advantage, by the way, you're thinking of maybe changing the title of this? You want to call it the Bears Early?
The Early Bear Special, like the Early Bird Special? The Early Bear Special. Get rid of the advantage. It's run its course. It's like that damn T-shirt of yours.
All right. We are about 7 minutes away from the Barfly Tailgate Show. But before we go there, we've got a couple
I wish those guys. I love those guys. And great stuff by Tooch. Thanks, Gaines. We'll get somebody on every week, maybe, huh? Give somebody a little opportunity to get on,
That would be great. That would be great.
All right. So I'm giving the Giants out today.
Really?
Playing it. Oh, I love when you say that. Like, really? That's what they're saying at NASA. The rocket's like a month delayed. Really? Let me ask you something. Would you rather ride in a rocket ship that Elon Musk built or a bunch of, like, nerds at NASA built? Just me between me and you. I'm just asking.
I'm not an Elon Musk fan, but probably Elon Musk.
There's no doubt about it. Whether you like him or not, you know. I mean, just saying. All right, and okay, so I got
the Giants against the Titans. I think the line is Titans minus 6.5.
And I'm giving out the Seahawks on for this wonderful. And then you could check out my other stuff, which I won't give out here because I want different picks. You can check out my stuff. My best bet for the Visson contest is up. But also we got the Odds Couple podcast. So get ready for some more action all day long on Bear. We got a big schedule today, right?
Right. And so you can find the Odds Couple podcast over at ESPN.com. That is correct, right?
ESPN app, 1000. ESPN 1000 app. You can go to Spotify, Mortify, aggravate.com, get out of my way. My Twitter handle. Carmen and the mayor, Randy Merkin. And of course, we're back together. What year is this for us?
This is year what's the logo say? Since 2018. Yeah. 18, 19, 20, 21. This is year number 5.
Year number 5. A big anniversary special coming up. Me and Aldo are going to walk around the block at the Bear Stadium site in a couple of weeks just to see if it's possible.
By the way, you like to move to Arlington Heights before we go real quick?
How far is it from your house?
About 2 miles.
New entertainment center in the whole ball wax, huh?
My house gotta
be.
My property value.
It's going to attract. I just would say this: it will attract everybody from all over.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, from all over.
Drunken Bears fans in my
Wednesday afternoon at Chili's.
All right, Mike North, you are the absolute best. Join us next week. Same time, same station. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.